Right there. I'm going to punch in on it. That was the hair that Jeff had. Brilliant.
You know,
It's gone off the rails.
the only hairstyle I ever wanted, I wanted the racing stripe. Mom would never let me get that.
Well,
you better be glad, son.
You can get your
You
own
don't want
hairs
those
cut that way
pictures
now.
emerging, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing.
I'm sure it was.
And it's coming back, dude.
I even had an afro.
Like
had
we were
an
just
afro.
talking about, style and culture come in circles.
Which is why Jeff Hart is wearing bell bottoms this morning. Welcome to Access Sports Weekly here on AccessWDUN.com. Bo Wilson alongside Jeff Hart as usual, and behind the camera, in front of his own camera, our producer Seth Chapman. Welcome to the show, guys.
Always good to be here.
Lovely to be out again.
It is lovely.
I don't get out of my editing hole much, so it's nice when they let me out.
Well, you're here.
Yeah, what did the makeup person say to you when they walked in?
Whoa!
They just
we
looked at
gotta
me and were
fix
like,
that.
yeah, we got to fix all that. Whatever's going on with your face,
There would
dog,
be
we
no
got to fix
fixing.
it.
There'd be no fixing this. I can assure you.
Sad, we don't have makeup, folks. Sorry.
Hair for men
We do
would
this thing all natural.
Oh Lord.
Did I miss something?
No, he said it's hard to fix that, and I said hair for men would help.
Ouch. That's a scalding burn, Bo.
Scalding.
Scalding.
That's what happened to the hair.
Uh,
I'm just kidding.
Moving
Only kidding. All right, so as we always start the show, as we
We
love
do
to
need
joke
some
around.
sponsors. That might be a good one.
It might be.
That might be a good one.
Yeah. So if you're out there wanting to sponsor, you can do so.
And some Maybelline for the makeup.
Maybelline.
maybe they're born with it. Nope, we had to fix that junk.
Oh, this is why we normally do a podcast.
This is normally do a podcast, but here
Wait,
we are.
guys, I've made a drastic mistake.
Uh-oh.
That light wasn't on. I just turned the light on. Yay.
So-
Okay, now we're ready to go.
You did that with your phone.
I did.
That was so
Impressive.
cool.
That was cool. What else can
Technology.
you do with your phone?
We don't want to know.
Lots of stuff, I guess.
Okay.
Take photos, send texts, the normal things you do with your phone.
Okay. I have trouble with all of those.
We know.
We definitely know.
Trust me, Jeff, we know.
If we flash back to Friday when you were at Carrollton
Oh Lord.
and you called me, my Twitter won't work. Okay.
Everything was messing up.
Everything.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
that's what Caleb was telling me, that the network was dropping.
Well, there you have it.
The
So why are
bandwidth-
you complaining about me?
Well, you were just calling
I
me
thought
like
I was just gonna
supposed to
te-
come
I-
through the computer screen and fix it.
I was
Dun,
going
dun,
to
dun.
text you that
Here
I'll
I
send you
am.
the quarter scores and for you to tweet them out.
Yeah. Well, it started working for you.
It did.
Yeah.
But I had you as a backup
The
plan.
reason it started working is because you called me and I fixed it.
And that's why I called you, but see, I already
Right,
knew what was going to
telephonically.
happen.
Yep. So
I put Bo on the case and it got scared and it started to work.
Well, hey, dude, speaking of Carrollton, Buford goes up to Carrollton, plays the number one team in Class 5A. Coach Bryant Appling pulls out just about all the stops.
Door jams, anything you can think of.
Anything you could think of. And Buford wins the game on a Hayden Olson 28-yard field goal as time expired to put the Wolves in the semifinals the first time since 2016.
2017.
17, couple seasons anyway. So here they are now in the semifinals. But Jeff, you were at the game. You saw all the plays, all the calls, and on Monday when we were down at Buford talking to Coach Appling, I said, "Hey man, did you go play the lottery Friday night?" He goes, "No, I didn't." I said, "Well, you should have."
Oh, hey, everything that he, it is true. One of the quotes I said, Coach, everything that you pulled out of the hat worked. And he goes, well, good planning, good execution. And really, you can make a great call. Guy overthrows somebody, guy drops a ball, dude misses a block. Then the plan's completely blown up. So you got to give a lot of credit. I mean, really, all the credit goes to the players. They executed, I'm not going to say flawlessly because they gave up some big plays. They got outgained. However, it was really interesting, some stats. We were looking at those stats. Buford had 29 minutes of, time of possession to
Right.
like 18-something for Carrollton. But when you're watching that game, Seth was at the game, it seemed like Carrollton had the ball all the time.
Yeah.
It really did. And yet Buford had, not double time of possession, but a significant amount. 10 minutes in a football game of time of possession for another team, that's a lot.
Yeah, when we went to talk to the kids at Buford the other day for our Gaining the Edge segment, they really just talked about how valuable those big plays were for them.
Well, that was a game of big plays. Carrollton had some big plays. Buford had some big plays. The defense, though, really stood up when they needed to.
Bend but don't break.
Bend but don't break. They really played a fabulous game.
Well, you talk about time of possession. Victor Venn, the sophomore running back, who was
He was out of his mind.
basically catapulted into the spotlight because of injuries to Elijah Turner and Gabe Irvin Jr. And you look at the time of possession, the kid had 34 carries.
You know, we had 41 touches all season until that game. I did not go back and check the stats like I should have before that. That's impressive. Here's a kid, you're number 3 on the depth chart. You're not really expecting, and then boom, injury, then boom, injury. And now you're in the biggest game of the season against the number 1 team, and they go, all right, you're it.
Coach,
And he did, not only did he embrace it, I mean,
he
here's
took
the
off,
thing.
man.
He
I believe
took
Irvin's
it and ran with it.
Yeah.
Boom,
Good
boom.
one.
He'll be here all week.
but
I'm
if
done for the rest of the
Irvin-
show, guys, sorry.
So Gabe Irvin, I believe, is coming back this week, or is it Elijah Turner?
Both of the guys are questionable.
All right, so let's say either one of them is available. Vin's got the hot hand. Do you stay with him, or do you go back to one of your number 1 or 2 guys? I mean, there's going to be some interesting decisions that Coach Apple's going to have to make.
those decisions will definitely be interesting to see. Who is, they know Victor is healthy. Gabe Irvin, Elijah, not sure about those two, but if they do come back, it gives them kind of a triple-headed monster out of the backfield if they wanted to do that. So that will be interesting. 235 yards for Victor Venn and 2 touchdowns in that. And the one thing that Coach App said on Monday, we talked to him, the lights were not too bright for Victor Venn in that game, as it was huge for him to get those runs. So Buford, with that win, they will travel now down to Jones County, who beat Griffin 42-14 in another tough battle coming up on Friday.
This is the first time, I believe, might be about 2010 or so, that they've had more than 3 road playoff games, 3 or more, in one playoff season for Buford. It's not that they don't go on the road. It's just typically they're number 1 seed. They'll probably have 1 or 2 at home. Then they'll hit the road. Maybe they'll have to hit the road again in a tiebreak, like losing a coin flip.
Yep.
But 3 in a row for Buford, that's, it's kind of unprecedented territory for them. And they've been prospering on the road so far. They've embraced it, and they've had to go to some tough places.
No doubt. And they've had to go to some really tough places. That trip they took, 5 hours away from home.
To Ware County.
To Ware County. And, and that just kind of changed everything for them as far as their schedule goes. But now here they are. We talked to Coach App on Monday about the game. And, of course, as Coach App always says, 3 phases of the game. But he really talked about special teams a good bit on Monday.
Definitely, first off, is winning in special teams. Special teams made a big difference last week, and I tell the kids this time of year, that's the third phase that sometimes people forget, or sometimes it's just a difference maker because you get 2 teams that are really, really good, where their offense is going to match up with our defense, and their defense, vice versa, all the above. Special teams is going to be number 1. Taking care of the football on offense and affecting the ball on defense. We got 2 huge turnovers last week that kind of helped us set up scores for the offense. So those 2 are the big things. I think, our offense is going to make some plays. Their offense is going to make some plays. Our defense and their defense, we're all good at this point. But those are the 2 things that's going to probably be the difference maker in the game on Friday.
All right, Coach, man. Good luck this week.
I appreciate it.
So Coach App running great on Monday. He was very busy trying to get his players to the field, all the
it
media.
looked like there was a lot going on there.
All the media interviews that folks were wanting. And he took some time for us on Monday. So, Coach just talking about the keys to the game and what it's going to take for them to go down and, or go, I guess, up and over to Carrollton to beat them.
Yeah, I do want to kind of give a shout out to Buford and a lot of our area teams that, you know, when they're busy like this, particularly when it's playoff time and you got a lot going on, we appreciate them giving us access, you know, so that we can come up with some interesting stories and kind of help tell their story as well. You know, but we can't do it without them. So, you know, just thought I'd tell them we appreciate that because, you know, they could be like Kirby and just lock the closed practice.
All right, Jeff, we got to move. We got to move here to.
I just wanted to second what Jeff was saying.
Our third.
Seconded. Massive thanks to all our area teams for giving us such amazing access and being so incredibly easy to work with. Just one example, like we said, we were going down to Buford and a shirt that one of the players was wearing was not very hospitable to my lighting scenario.
Yeah, and Seth with his lighting. I mean, it's.
And so I just
Snickers
simply asked, like, hey, could you possibly change shirts? It would make the video look better. And without question, they went and did it. And so thank you to all the amazing cooperation from our teams.
You were such a stickler for this lighting thing. You know, you give a film guy some lights, and it just goes to their head.
Actually, it just shines on your head.
Very nice. I like that one.
All right, so
let's use that as a transition.
We are winding down the football season. Buford's our only area team left in the playoffs,
and we're begging them to win.
And we're begging them to win, so we could cover the championship game one more week. So, but we do have to shift our focus somewhat to high school basketball, and high school basketball is in week 3. Or 2.
Week 3, but now they're
2 or 3.
They're into region play now.
Yeah, so now they're into region play. Some big games on Tuesday night. We had video and photo coverage of the North Hall, East Hall, and 7-3A opener. Seth went over to East Hall on Tuesday night to shoot that game. So we got some footage of that. We got some interviews from that as well. But you know, some teams Tuesday night, you know, opened up region play. And if you think about some of the shocking, I don't want to say shocking, but any surprises that you saw in the scores, Jeff, that really kind of jumped off the page at you.
Well, I'll have to be honest with you, and I don't want to take anything away from North Hall, but they swept East Hall. And, you know, I think a lot of us was kind of curious as to what both teams, girls and boys from North Hall, boys and girls for East Hall.
Right.
You know, had this year. I mean, East Hall boys, you know, Seth Vining's back.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to kind of rebuild, you know, the Vikings a little bit. And, you know, North Hall boys, you know, kind of a tough year last year, but they had a lot of guys back. How much, you know. So I looked at that was kind of an interesting opener for both teams in 7 AAA, and that North Hall got to sweep in East Hall. You know, that kind of jumped at me. White County girls, I was there. Up in Cleveland, they played Blessed Trinity. Blessed Trinity is one of those programs, girls and boys. You know, they're always going to be really good defensively and sound. White County girls have kind of been struggling. I talked to Jarvis Davenport. They can play defense, but they just have not shot the ball very well. They lost 3 games by a total of 8 points. They led in every game this year in the fourth quarter, but collapsed 2 or 3 times. So they had the exact same scenario the other night. They started off 1 for 10 from the floor. They were down 8, you know, but then they turned up the defense. And in the fourth quarter, they had the lead. And this time they held on. They hit some shots, hit some free throws down the stretch. So that was kind of a big win for them, I thought, in 7-4A.
You know, I thought if you look at the stats that came in from the North Hall, East Hall game, and you see what Coach Sanders is doing, because he's one that has just he's getting his pieces back to his team, because, you know, football season's, you know, just finished up for North Hall. So those kids that, you know, come off the field and onto the court. Well, Clark.
Excuse me.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. I was in this here. Thanks.
I'll go to the other side next time. Okay. Give you some balance.
Anyway, so Clark Howell comes out last night, scores a game-high 23 points in helping, you know, North Hall to beat East Hall 80-73 in that game on Tuesday. So Clark Howell just off the football field.
I know that. Didn't he have like 200 yards rushing like a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah. So,
like his first start ever. I mean, that guy's having a month right there.
He is having a month. And
somebody should take him out to dinner.
Seth was able to catch up with Coach Sanders after the game, and that's one of the things that he said in his post game, and we're going to share that with you in just a minute. but the post game about him getting the pieces back one by one of his program.
Yeah, he mentioned a lot of things. Mentioned his seniors, and mentioned his team coming together at this point. We were talking. He gave us a little insight about what he's seen now because the last time we talked to him, it was at the FCA Media Day.
Mm-hmm.
Last time we got a chance to speak with him, and he gave us some insight as to what he's seeing now that he's got to see his team in action. Thoughts on your team?
We're still getting our team together and kind of putting pieces together. A couple of those kids, this is their first game really getting to play, and everybody's having to play different roles right now, so we're still trying to put all that together. But our kids are trying their best to do what we're coaching them to do. They got a great attitude. They're giving us great effort, and I'm proud of them. And they held on and earned that one tonight.
And big moments at the very.
All right, so Coach Sanders and the Trojans, the region play started, and it all leads up, and that's one of the things that I like to see because now it means something in basketball. You're
Absolutely.
out of all these, Thanksgiving tip-off and all these tournaments, and now things mean something.
Right.
And that game had a lot of meaning on it, just as much as the game that the North Hall girls played against East Hall as well, in a 49-33 win over the Vikings on Tuesday. So, some pieces, Coach House still putting back together there, but she does have Macy Gillespie, Grace Holyfield, Lauren Swanson, and those
Got a
girls
pretty
back.
good core.
So
She's got a pretty good core.
And Seth also had a chance to talk to Coach House after that game and after that win on a good start on the Region 7 3A opener.
Tell me how this team's shaping up for you.
The seniors doing, what we're expecting them to do. They're showing their leadership. We're trying to find a good mix. We have those 9 freshmen, and they're all pretty good. And so trying to find out where they fit in and where they fit in is still a process. So we're still working at it.
I know it's decently early in the season, but coming out facing a tough team like this and keeping it neck and neck for a while, then being able to break out, what kind of confidence and what does that show you about your team?
It showed a lot too because I know we shot free throws horribly and we shot the 3-ball horribly tonight as well. So to be able to still grind it out on defense because we've been preaching that, and to see them be able to do it, it's just really awesome. Proud of them.
All right, so not only did North Hall and East Hall open region play, a lot of other teams open a region play. The Monroe area and Jefferson boys game, an interesting game there with Monroe area beating Jefferson by 3 points.
Yeah, it's interesting. I emailed Kevin Morris. I was like, have you got some information on your game? And he sent it back, and they lost. And I was like, wow. But he sent the book. Jacob Radiker did not play. And I was like, okay, please tell me he's not injured. He had what I got. He had bronchitis. He didn't play. They lost by 3 points. And they lost at home. That Monroe area is pretty good. Hart County, state caliber team like Jefferson. We'll have to see how that affects the standings. Because he did not play. They got an outstanding game from Owen Parker, 22 points, but nobody else was in double figures. They only hit 9 of 23 free throws.
Well,
Now, that is something that you got to figure Coach Morris is going to need to address, no matter who's in the game.
but Coach Morris has to feel good. Okay, so you hate moral victories, are you? And I don't think it's really a moral victory here, but without your leading scorer, you still put up 68 points.
Yeah,
so
they
if
had the
you put
lead going
Jacob
into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you put Jacob back into that game, and is that game a blowout?
Probably.
So,
However, but see, now it's an official loss.
oh yeah,
As
it's an
you're
official region.
in a
loss.
tough region.
No doubt.
East
No doubt.
Jackson's off to a good start. You got Hart County, that's a perennial state power right there. Jefferson's trying to get to that level. So
Well, that should be interesting to see.
that's going to
how they
be
do.
interesting.
All
And
right.
hopefully he'll and I asked him, he's not sure how long he's going to be out.
Well, our top team scorers this week for the boys are through Tuesday anyway. Trevin Last, 31 points for LCA. He led all boys scores. You look down at the girls, and Maggie McNair leading all girls scores with 24 points. And, of course, we'll flash those on the screen for you here in just a few minutes. So we look at Seth's picks. I don't know if, Seth, we've got some football picks, some highlights from the Buford game, but we also have a few basketball highlights. Seth, what you got this week?
Yeah, what we've got on tape this week is we've got the Buford Carrollton game, which is super awesome. There were a bunch of great plays in there that are going to give us some excellent highlights. Got some good stuff from East Hall and North Hall as well. However, there is one little highlight in there
Ooh,
that I want to make
there.
sure.
He's going there.
I want to make sure that he's
Hey,
making me smile.
Before
and
you
I'm,
do this, don't throw any elbows.
Yeah, speaking of elbows, there's one play that really stuck out to me. East Hall throws the ball up for a shot. East Hall, then rebounds, wrestles on the ground with, a North Hall player, and it looks like some elbows are thrown to me, and there's a technical called, and to be really honest, I'm not sure if that was the right technical to call.
Ooh.
After watching playback and watching what I saw, the tech kind of had me astounded, and I think that it had some other people kind of astounded as well. It looked
the capital T.
Yeah, the big technical. It
Beep.
I might get in some trouble for this one, but I rarely ever get controversial like this.
Look,
I rarely
this is why
get
they
this
call
way.
it
Seth's picks.
Not Jeff's picks or Bo picks. That's Seth's picks. Just remember that. Seth's picks.
Thanks for that. The underside of this bus is kind of cold.
Look, that's the disclaimer. I have enough trouble.
That's because you're under it.
That's right. Yeah. Listen, I have enough trouble as it is. I don't need any more. Yeah. So this is all on Seth.
Hey,
now
Seth calls him like he sees
I know,
him,
but
right?
you could get
that's
all the
that's all that I'm doing here. I'm calling it like I see it.
You really hate in those situations when you see the video of this, and of course, the technical's called in real time. But if there's a situation like that, oftentimes it's between two players. So I don't know if a technical might have been warranted there, but maybe
I didn't really see anything to me.
Now, I think there probably should have been like a meeting with the two players.
Just like,
if
you know,
that's an
hey,
issue.
let's calm
Hey,
down.
look, next time you do that, you're going to get teed up.
That's right.
Yeah.
But sometimes,
Agreed. And sometimes you can't see everything.
sometimes
a
you
single
can't, but-
person, there's no way they can
Right.
see everything.
right. All right, so there's Seth's picks. Always a good job with the highlights, and you can check those highlights out on our website right now. Okay, your favorite part of the week, as you all know, it is time to.
Choose our WilHart Team of the week.
And once again, our big voice guy from somewhere in the room.
I am everywhere.
Yep, everywhere. All right.
Just kidding. I'm right here.
So anyway, once again, our non-sponsored WilHart Team of the week, as we sit here.
And somebody out there could be watching this that could remedy that situation.
No doubt.
We need all the money we can get.
Yeah, our show sponsor. I mean, we'll take cars. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so the WilHart Team of the not about the
Is
sponsorship.
that Hot Wheels? Are you talking about Hot
That's
Wheels?
right, Hot Wheels. All right, so here's our picks this week. Buford gets big win over, over Carrollton. Choked me up. North Hall boys beat East Hall. Bluff boys rout Lumpkin County, and Lumpkin County girls with only 7 players. It's not the grade 8 this year. It's the Magnificent 7.
Oh, there we
Lumpkin
go.
girls beat Cherokee Bluff.
Are we going to have a new name for every Lumpkin team now?
I don't know.
This is gonna, it's going to be kind. I mean, like 10 years down the road, it's going to be hard. Like we've already used that one.
So when Coach has a team full has 12 girls on his roster, what would Coach Dowse call it?
An even dozen. a full page.
Even
I don't know.
What's an odd dozen?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a baker's dozen is like 13.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that would be a full score sheet. That's what you call a full score sheet.
All right, so let's make our selections for the WilHart Team of the week. Jeff, as
I
usual,
went first last week.
You're going first again this week.
Oh.
I'm leading the charge here. Doo-doo-doo.
What are my choices again?
Nice noise, Bo.
Yeah.
Love that.
What are my choices again?
Buford, North Hall boys, Bluff boys, Lumpkin girls.
Oh, we got 4.
Yeah.
This
Are we
is-
doing separately like a with,
No,
with,
no,
with the
just
coming
one.
of basketball?
Just
is
one.
it a girls pick and a boys pick?
Nope. It's just
Oh.
one team of the week.
one
Okay.
team of the week?
Nope.
Okay.
We don't have enough sponsorship money to do 2 trophies.
We
I
don't
will-
have any sponsorship money.
So
You get what you pay for.
that's right. That's right.
I tell you, I think I'm going to, because I was standing under the
I knew
goalpost
you were going this
on
way.
the winning field goal.
Just remember.
I'm going to go with the Buford Wolves winning and getting to the semifinal.
All righty then.
Yes.
You wanna pick this week, Seth?
Are you going against Jeff?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I can't reveal my pick yet
Why?
because I want you to reveal yours first.
Oh. Okay.
I'm going to side with Jeff on this one. My pick is also Buford. It was just an electric atmosphere down there.
11,000 plus people.
Okay.
Yeah. Huge crowd. Team
Great
erupts
game.
after a game-winning field goal.
It was a great game.
Amazing game.
It's all on you now.
I don't have to pick. It's over.
Oh, you sly dog. You sly dog,
Wow.
you did it.
Wow.
It's over.
Wow.
Buford wins it. I
Wow.
was going to
Wow.
say Buford for next week because I think they're going to beat. I think they're going to win.
Okay.
But, I'll go
Well,
with
we'll
Buford
see.
this
Look,
week.
there
This
could
got
be some
really
fan-
unenthusiastic really
Yeah,
quickly.
there could be some fans. Look, there's some good basketball matchups coming up
There
on
are some good
Friday and
basketball.
Tuesday. I mean, this, you know what? We could
Not
go with
really.
basketball next week.
Really and truly, though, yes. Buford, in the way that they, went for it on 4th downs, deep in their own territory. Hayden Olson, the punter, completed a pass for a 1st down on a fake punt.
What a great
All
call.
that kind of stuff. What a great call. So, congratulations, Buford. You are the WilHart Team of the Week because our big voice guy just quit on us.
Actually, you kind of took it. That was me. I didn't turn it on. Sorry. Dang it.
Okay, let's do this again. Congratulations, Buford. You are the
WilHart Team of the Week.
All right, folks.
I'm back.
All right, folks. Somewhere in the room he is. So check us out on Twitter at WDUN Sports. Our Friday Game Night page at Friday Game Night as well. Jeff is at HeartJJ22. I'm at the Bo Wilson. And Seth is not on Twitter because he doesn't tweet. So sorry for that. All right, that's a wrap for the show today. For Jeff, for our producer Seth, I'm Bo. Enjoy the rest of your week, everyone.